Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. This is episode 82, and it is our Halloween episode. Happy Halloween, everybody. We're going to talk about the latest Funko news, and we also have some rumors and a couple leaks that we can't wait to talk about.
And we also got the awesome Funkoween NFTs that are dropping today. All right, everyone. With that being said, collecting is the way, and let's cowabunga.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome. If you notice, if you are watching or if you're listening, you might be able to kind of tell because I sound muffled. But if you're watching, we are in our costumes this year. So I got, of course, Ghost from Scream
Yes, and I
and
am
Charlie's the Ninja
Donnie
Turtle.
from Ninja Turtles. Me and my whole family were going to be them. So I went with
Mm.
Donnie because, in the new one, he wears his glasses over. So it kind of fit.
Yeah, I wish I could Ghostface could wear glasses right now because I could not really see well. But we're gonna see how long I can get through maybe most of the episode with this on, and it may come off at some point. But yeah, this will be fun. So we did it last time. We like kind of dressing up for Halloween. Obviously, Happy Halloween. This is actually coming out on Halloween, literally, which
Yes.
is awesome. So we're recording this the day before. But yeah, excited to talk about some cool Funko news. It wasn't a ton of stuff, but we had some stuff that we
Some
were
good stuff, though.
some good stuff. And obviously, like Charlie mentioned in the intro, we do have some NFTs that are dropping today as well, which are much anticipated, some amazing Halloween style ones. And then we used to do this back in the day, but we'll talk about some stuff that's like rumored and potentially some type of leak
Yeah.
of stuff that's going to be coming out. But we'll get right into it. We don't want to waste any time, so we'll get right into it with something that you want to start us off with, Charlie.
Yeah, one thing I want to start out with because I actually think it's been controversial in the Funko world was we got an image of a new Grand Admiral Thrawn pop, which from Rebels, and if you live under a rock, the original one is a Grail. I actually have it in my background. It's one of my favorite pops. It was
Mm-hmm.
from Star Wars Celebration, so it's obviously a con sticker. And once, Thrawn was kind of becoming rumored to be a big part of the new universe on, the Filoniverse that I like to call it on Disney Plus, that pop kind of skyrocketed. And, Funko's doing it again, and they're making a common, and it's a very slightly different pose. And I'm like super against this. Normally, this doesn't bother me, but we just got a new Thrawn mold from obviously Ahsoka. And I know Thrawn is going to continue to be a big part. If I was a betting man, he will be the main villain of the new Dave Filoni movie. So we're going to get tons of Thrawn pops. I don't think we need to get another Rebels animated one because it's not like you can say you can't have a Thrawn pop. I don't know. How
Yeah,
do you feel about that?
it's random because it's one thing to say like, oh, we're gonna get a Thrawn pop in general, but like you said, obviously there's a live action version, there's the Rebels animated version, so clearly they're different, so it makes sense to have one of each. But then to just out of nowhere come out with another version of the animated one, like it just was super random.
Yeah.
And basically all three of them are very similar. Like it kind of almost he obviously isn't the same because he's got a little bit more dynamic look to him, but it's good. It's looks like it's turning into like a Vader one where it's like
Yeah.
you have one or another one or another, they all look very similar. Like, why are you gonna even come out with another one? This doesn't make sense. Um, and yeah, I agree. I just think it's a little weird that they're doing that one because, like you said, we're probably gonna get even more stuff if he's gonna be appearing again, and other things. So I don't know. I think it was unnecessary. I agree.
Well, I'm happy you agree.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's cool, and obviously, it's one of those things that's like if you don't have that crazy grail, obviously, you can try to get this common one, and that's cool. But it just kind of defeats the purpose of like being a collector, I guess, like a true collector. All right, so then we also had we had some Power Rangers stuff. So I guess I could talk
Yeah.
about two things that were announced. One of them was the T-Rex Dinozord. So that one's a pretty cool one. I think that's like an exclusive to
To
somewhere.
Target. It's
Target,
was
okay.
one of the it came out last Friday. It was one of the ones that they're now every Friday they have. I don't know off the top of my head what it's called, but
Hmm.
another one of their like collector con type things where we get something new. And normally it's been themed. This year it's legitimately just like random nerd stuff, which I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
is
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, each week has been completely different. And then we got another pretty sick one, which was a White Ranger with the sword. I'm assuming this kind of falls into that like common line that they came out with all the other Rangers
Agreed.
because they didn't have White Ranger, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's an exclusive as well. So it's just another one that we're gonna get of that new wave of like anniversaries type Power Rangers pops that we got, but they look pretty cool. I have the OG line, so I don't really see myself like I didn't collect any other or go after any other new ones that just recently came out. So I probably won't because I have the OG ones. You know, it's fine, even though they're not in boxes, but I have them, so it's good enough.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like actually super excited for this because I had the White Ranger, not the like original one, but the one that kind of looks like this mold. And someone took it off my desk at work back in the day,
Oh,
which is
jeez.
super shitty. So I don't have that one in my collection anymore, so I'm pretty excited to add that one. Part of me feels like that may be another one of the Target Friday exclusives, seeing we already did get a Power Ranger. And it's funny because that one first surfaced actually with the Funko like international sticker.
Yeah, the
But
new one.
I think they're both like super cool, and I like that they've been pumping out some new Power Ranger stuff.
Yeah, it does look cool though. Definitely does.
Another thing that got me excited, we had rumored this a while ago, but now like it's official and you can pre-order them, was a new Jackie Robinson Funko Pop. And I know
Hmm.
we have a few of them, but it's just like at least all of his, he's kind of had like some sort of stance and they've all been different. Um, so I really like this one, and we're getting a chase again, which is gold, which is that I'm like a little bit but then I'm loving that we're getting a Lou Gehrig Funko Pop that does not exist. I'm a sucker for the legends. Like, I just think they're super cool. I do prefer it rather than, it's cool to collect modern day players, but until like forever, they're going to be like ingrained to a team.
Hmm.
Like, it's cool to like get that version of it. So, like, the Lou Gehrig one is a perfect example. That also has that gold chase. It's weird they're doing that with sports, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the chase thing. We talked about it last time, and like,
Yeah.
where do they get this like gold look, and like, what does it mean or whatever. But overall, it's cool that we're getting Lou Gehrig. Obviously, you know, I'm a Yankees fan, so clearly I'm a big fan of that. But Jackie Robinson, we have a lot of them, so that was probably unnecessary in the sense of like we didn't really need another one. But you know, it is what it is. They do look cool though, and I'm glad that we're still getting sports pops either way, because you know we're big fans of the sports pops. You know, regardless of what sport, actually, in
Yeah.
reality. Um, let's see what else we had. We had some. Oh, this is a pretty cool thing. So we're getting another soda cooler.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're going to talk about some other soda coolers a little bit later that are like rumored ones, but we have an official one with pictures and we know everything that's coming out for it. And it is the Peanuts characters, which is pretty sweet. Because that's a really cool one. It's very classic. The chases all look pretty awesome too. Like they're definitely like a look that you
I
can
agree.
remember, that you've seen somewhere in one of the, Peanuts episodes or something. So you definitely know it. But yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. I was never like the biggest Peanuts fan, like in the sense of like I didn't really like I know of them. I just didn't really get into it or watch it too much. But obviously I know Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and stuff. So I know of them, but it's a cool bag too as well. So like it's cool. I think everyone that's come out so far, for the most part, has been pretty awesome. I don't have all of them because I don't. What was the last one? There was one that I didn't.
X-Men was the last one.
Yes, I didn't grab the X-Men one, which I still think that one's also pretty
That
awesome
one's
too.
awesome.
But they're kind of sitting around now. They've made the number of piece counts on these a lot higher now than they used to be when they first came
First came
out.
out.
They were like really exclusive, and they would sell out pretty quick. So now they're kind of sitting around, but we're getting another one. But what do you think of this? Are you a Peanuts fan, or do you think this is a good one, or what?
I love this one. I mean, I'm definitely a bigger Peanuts fan than you, but I'm not gonna sit here and say like I love the Peanuts. I mean, growing up, like because his name is Charlie Brown, like my
Hmm.
name's Charlie, so like there was a little connection there. But I do think this is one of the better soda coolers, especially when it comes to the chases. Like
Yeah.
they're all different enough. I mean, none of them are outrageously different, but they're different enough where there's iconic scenes. Like I love the Charlie
Hmm.
Brown and the chases, him with his baseball hat and glove. I mean, that's like a huge bit
Yep.
within the show. I mean, then you got Linus where he's holding his blanket, the other one he's sucking his thumb. Like not too crazy different, but different enough where I think they're cool. But I also like the chase you get isn't going to make you feel like, oh, the set doesn't feel complete. Like the Scooby
Hmm.
Doo one, for example. Like I hated like if you some of the like if you got Scooby the chase, you didn't actually have a Scooby Doo
Yeah,
soda.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can get
Um,
one and still get away with feeling like
so
you have a full set.
exactly. It just makes Chase feel a little more special. I love this one. I think this one is great, and I do think it'll do pretty. I mean, like you said, they've made them higher piece counts now, so they sit, but like I think it'll be popular.
Hmm.
Um, another thing, excuse me, that they announced that I loved, and sometimes these pops look a little weird, but I think this one's perfect. A viewfinder, which
Yeah.
I think is such, I mean, that's a toy that was popular when we were children, when our parents were children. I even like have bought one for my son, like, and he enjoys playing with it. Like, I think it's super cool. I like the box that it says Fisher Price.
Hmm.
Um, I think this one is they really did great with this one. I kind of wish they do continue to make more like these, but the molds need to look good like this one, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I think this is like a cool one. Like we kind of trash on sometimes the ones that they make like an item with legs and arms and it looks weird, whatever. But like some of them are pretty good. Like the Ouija board, that was pretty cool. Like this one's been pretty
The
cool. The
Polaroid,
Polaroid, yeah, the
yeah,
Polaroid camera. Like they're definitely things that are like really like legit retro items that we definitely remember, and other people around our age and stuff will remember. But yeah, they did a pretty cool job with this one, and I like this Fisher Price, and it's like actually View Master, like the name of what they called it and stuff like. So that's really cool that we're getting that as a pop. It's interesting, definitely interesting and different, which makes it cool. Then we got another Stranger Things. This line's getting pretty big, but we have a Campaign Eddie,
it's out of
which
control.
is yeah, this is like a deluxe size pop. Pretty cool. Not something I'm gonna go after. Don't really have the space and stuff for that. Eddie's obviously a very popular character, and in the Funko world, they've kind of gone pretty ham on him. So we're getting another one, but I don't know. What do you think of it?
I mean, I think it looks super cool. I just think unless you're like I mean, we're obviously two huge Stranger Things fans, but we don't feel the need to be completionists. And like, I think at this point, like, I wish this came out a year ago.
Hmm.
It's super cool. I like that they're thinking, outside the box with certain molds for the show. But like you said, I mean, they've now gone insane with the Eddie. Like the first one was super sick. I like that it was an exclusive, and like obviously no one knew who he was, which that was a
Hmm.
whole thing in itself. I'm happy I pre-ordered that. No, just being like, oh, I collect Stranger Things, but now it's Eddie, Eddie,
Hmm.
Eddie. Like it's, but I'm
Hmm.
sure if you like, I know my cousin who is a completionist. Like he thinks he's definitely going to go after this one's going to have it. I do
Yeah,
think there's a lot of Stranger Things Funko Pop collectors in particular who feel the same way.
yeah, I agree.
Um, it's just so interesting to me that this is just coming back out now. Same with even like kind of other ones we're saying this is random, like why is it coming out now? But then at the same time, it's kind of cool if you can like I being a hypocrite now, it's like, okay, I haven't had anything Stranger Things in a while. I can add something new to my collection. I'm cool when they do that. I feel like Funko needs to get into a flow of where they do that, where it's like I haven't been able to get anything in a long time, and then here's like one piece,
Yeah.
and like that's it. Another Funko Pop, though, which I like how they've been doing this line so far, is there's going to be an exclusive 2-pack at the Funko Shop for Loki season 2,
Yep.
and we're getting a Loki and Mobius from 1893, which was part of the last episode, which they go, it's kind of a period piece type episode,
Hmm.
and I mean, there's nothing like amazingly like detailed about these Funko Pops, but if you watch the show and you're a fan, they're cool.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely cool to get them in a two pack as well.
Yep.
So I think that's a cool way of, getting something that was a great moment in the show and in the episode. And they obviously have a pretty big connection throughout the series. So especially in this season, like they're really together a lot, doing things together. So it's kind of cool to see like a rendition of them in pop form. We have, speaking of staying with Marvel, there's a new Peter Parker. This is Peter B. Parker with
Yeah.
Mayday. This is from Across the Spider-Verse. I still have yet to see that movie, which is crazy because I really want to see it. I'm going to see it eventually, but like
Yeah.
I just have not come around to get myself to watching it yet. So I don't really know this specific Peter Parker like character in the movie or what Mayday or what any of that is, but I mean, I know it's pretty popular and people seem to have gotten pretty excited when they saw that this was going to be coming out. So I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah. I mean, this pop is awesome. I mean, this is the Peter Parker from like the first movie too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think this one's super cool. I think it's cool as exclusive. Um, we got a bunch of this line, which is funny, like for as popular as the movie was and like how critically acclaimed it is as well. I don't feel like that line did very well, even though the first movies are grails
I think they
and
came out
like,
with so many of them too.
yeah. So it's kind of like, are people excited for this? It's funny. I haven't really gotten any of the Funko Pops from the new movie, but I
Hmm.
do want this one. I think it's cool. I like the mold, and it is different.
Yeah.
I love when they have like another character like included, like the baby here, and it's like in
Yeah.
Funko
Yeah.
form. Like it's super cool. But of a Marvel thing that I don't think is super cool is the new comic cover of the all new Wolverine. I used to be obsessed with this line. I was borderline a completionist. I'm like so over this line,
Hmm.
and nothing against this comic book. I mean, I actually have read this run. It doesn't need, like, this does not need one of these. It just doesn't. We should, I don't think this line, I've said it multiple times, but it shouldn't be made with like current like runs or runs that aren't even that old of storylines. Like, I don't
Hmm.
think they warrant this pop. I mean, I'm sure if there could be someone who this is their favorite comic book and they're calling me like an idiot for saying that, but like I liked it. I'll never forget like that first Superman one that came out. To me, that is still the best one, and they should have only stuck with stuff like that, like kind of unobtainable comic
Hmm.
books for fans, where
Yeah.
anyone can go
Super.
get this.
Yeah. Super famous, well-known art piece of a comic
Yes,
cover, like that kind of thing. But it basically did turn into just anything that was in any way a comic book at some point. And like, I mean, I get it. Like they're kind of, want to reach all those audiences. But yeah, it does make this line way too unattainable where it's just like way too many things that we don't necessarily always need.
yeah,
And that's another one. Like it's cool, like the mold of the
yeah.
pop looks
It's
cool.
not
Like I don't
not
know if
cool.
like do they have that pop at all? I don't think that
Um,
exists, right?
I think it does.
Or does it? Okay.
I
So if
do.
it exists, it's even worse to do that. But if it's the first and only one, then at least hey, that's a way of them getting it out there. Um, if that's the case, that's not as terrible. Um, we got another thing. This isn't Funko related, but this is pretty cool because it's like collectible toy related, and it is McDonald's
Yes.
is going to be having so for their Happy Meals, they are going to be having Disney 100, a little bit of a collab, starting today, this Halloween, so October 31st, until December 4th. They have tons of different little
Tons.
figures that they're going to have. There had to be like what, like 50, 60, like there's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
And obviously it's going to be something that probably a lot of people are going to be trying to collect. And there's going to be a lot of chicken nuggets out there and a lot of McDonald's fries that you're going to have to get because to get this, obviously you have to get the Happy Meal. But it's pretty cool. I mean, I'll try to see if I could, go to McDonald's, get my daughter something, see if we can get some of these because these look pretty awesome. They're pretty small, little figure. They're essentially,
Yep.
like a main Disney character, and they're on like a little stand. But it's pretty cool as Disney 100. But yeah, Disney related stuff's obviously big now with the whole 100 years, which is actually pretty cool. I'll actually be at Disney. I know Charlie went a couple months
Yeah.
ago, so now it's my turn. So me and my family will be going in a week or so. So we'll be at Disney, which is exciting. So, but that was I thought was a pretty cool thing for McDonald's to be doing, especially with there's so many like variety and different ones that you can get.
I mean, I completely agree with you. I know we were saying, offline, like I haven't been to McDonald's in forever, and we're going to get these. Like these are super cool. I like that. I don't know if you saw in the fine print, like you do get two
Oh,
for a
okay.
Happy
No,
Meal,
I didn't see that.
which is super cool.
Makes more sense because I was like, how are you gonna get all these?
It does. Even though it's funny, if I were them, I would have went all out. I would have made 100. But I know
Mm.
that's a touch. But I think these are super cool. It'll be interesting to see them in hand. Um,
Hmm.
the one thing I did find interesting though is like all the Star Wars characters are in ships. I don't know if you noticed that. And
I
part of me
didn't.
was like, does it need to be that way for licensing purposes?
Yeah, probably.
Because it's like weird, like R2D2's in a ship and like it's just you didn't need to be. But yeah, these are all super, super cool. And yeah, I mean, if we get some, we'll definitely post about them or show them off on the podcast. But I think they're super cool. Um, another Funko pop though to bring up that is an exclusive was a new Winifred Sanderson, kind of like a stone version of her. Cool because it's Halloween time, but once again, it's like I kind of wish we got this last year.
Hmm.
I feel like they're always coming out with certain things like when the hype is a little bit down. Um, but at least it came out for Halloween time. That's all I can say. Like if it didn't, I'd be like, why are you pumping this out as a Funko Shop exclusive?
Yeah, it wasn't really necessary. Um, yeah, and I'm a fan of Hocus Pocus for sure, but
No, me too.
yeah, definitely didn't need any more. And it's a weird looking one. I don't know. We had a series, which is pretty interesting that we got these. I feel like we might have rumored this a long time ago because I want to say like this was one of those lines that we talked about, like why didn't they make this or they should have this already as being a
Yeah,
huge HBO show.
agreed.
And it is The Wire. So we're getting it looks like three pops from this line. So pretty cool. I mean, it kind of falls into that like thing that you said, like, out of nowhere, random, whatever. Like I don't know if it's really like an anniversary type of thing. I think it just kind
No,
of randomly came about. But it's a very popular show, considered one of the better shows, of all
of
time. So
all time.
yeah, so I understand why they would try to get some, pops for this, but it's going to be interesting because I feel like the crowd, like who are the fans? There's probably not many new younger fans of this show currently. So it's gonna be interesting to see like are people gonna really collect these? Are they just gonna kind of sit on the shelves? I don't know. So we'll see what happens with these.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they'll sit on the shelves. I feel like these would have been amazing back in Funko's more hate, like earlier days when Funkos
And would have
weren't.
been Grails.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just at this point, it's kind of. But once again, I can't complain. Like I've always said, how much I love that Funko makes something for everyone,
Mhm.
even though I guess it's going to take, like we said, probably a year to see stuff like this slow down because like there's no way with their new direction they're making wire Funko Pops.
Yeah. A little random.
But another thing that I actually think this box is super cool, the Marvel Collector Core, which we've normally been like shitting on this. This is another Disney Plus one. So it's kind of just a collection of all the different shows. And even though I absolutely did not like She-Hulk, one of the pops, spoilers if you don't want to know, but we spoil stuff all the time on our show. So um is the Kevin like machine, which was like super meta. You watch She-Hulk, right?
Hmm.
I mean, I wanted them to make this as a Funko Pop. Like, I think this one's super sick to be in this box. Um, I love the other pop too, but it's kind of like out of everything we could have gotten, like to me, the Kevin's perfect. The other one's a Moon Knight with
Hmm.
him out wearing a mask. It does glow in the dark, which is super cool. I feel like we don't traditionally get like this box has two stickers and they stacked them up above each other. I feel like we don't typically get that in a collector core because that sticker is so big and it's also an Amazon exclusive glow in the dark. It's like covers most of the front window.
Yeah.
Um, but I do like the pop. I think it's super cool. I also feel like this is the pop I'd want to get if I was to meet Oscar Isaac and sign a Moon Knight pop. Like this one's super cool.
Yeah.
Um, but like I kind of wish it was more of an obscure. Like there's tons of Moon Knight pops. Which where
Mhm.
the Kevin one to me is amazing. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree because it puts you back in like what these boxes used to be, where you really got something super cool and very, exclusive and special, and it wasn't just another pop. And the Moonlight one just kind of seems like it's just another pop.
Yeah,
Whereas the Kevin one was something that was pretty unique and like interesting. Did you see the latest picture that came out, or did you see the rest of the box as well?
I did actually. So
Yeah. So there's also a t-shirt,
yep, which is it's
yeah,
the Rogers musical,
which is the musical, yeah.
which is cool, even though it's weird. The shirt's black and white. I feel like it should have been colorful, but that's just me nitpicking. And then we got a sticker that says Avenger Con New Jersey, which is super cool. That's
Hmm.
from Miss Marvel. And then can't tell what that pin is. Do you know what that is? Did you see it, the
No.
box?
Yeah, yeah. I saw the picture, but
I like
I couldn't
can't
really
tell what
tell.
it is. So if you know what that is, let us know in the comments. I just for the life of me can't tell what it is from the picture.
I would think
Curious
it
if
would be like maybe what do you think, like low key, or because you got to think of what the shows are that they would be, using these from, or maybe well, no, Rogers the musical, I guess, would be from Captain America, right?
it's from Hawkeye.
Oh, okay, so maybe something with Captain America with the well, not Captain America with
It's just so funny. In the
Winter
image I'm looking
Soldier
at,
and
people are commenting that they can't. They're like, "What is this? The picture's blurry." Yeah, like what would it like? What show is not represented? That's you're like Loki makes the most sense, but I don't know.
yeah, or Falcon. That's what I meant. Falcon Winter
Oh
Soldier.
yeah, it's just annoying me that I don't can't tell what it is.
Well, it'll come out soon, hopefully, so we can
Yes.
know what that's going to be. Um, but we can stick along with those lines and kind of transition over to a couple of rumors too as well.
Yeah.
Where there was another Marvel Collector Core box, which supposedly is the next one, which I guess was in the little card in this box, which says it's going to be Spider-Man Blue, which we had to kind of look into because we weren't really,
Yeah.
we didn't know much about that, but it is a very limited run like comic line, which is interesting because that's kind of cool because that's like something unique and niche and stuff, but also means like, is this going to be something that people just don't know anything about and aren't going to want? But I feel like being Spider-Man, regardless if you've ever
They'll want it.
seen it or read it, like, yeah, people are still gonna want Spider-Man stuff. So it'll be cool to see what this looks like once we get like pictures or once they officially start coming out. But yeah, that's the next Marvel Collecticore box, which was leaked out there.
Yeah, which I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, for a very long time, it's been like MCU only for this
Hmm.
box. So to kind of bring it back to the comic, which was that way in the beginning, I think it is pretty cool.
It's
Another
really nice.
rumor, though, it's like we are like riding that soda cooler train, which is crazy to me because not that long ago we were kind of saying they like abandoned, and there you revealed who's under the mask.
Oh
Uh,
man, I'm the killer. I'm the killer, guys. It was
uh,
me.
it's Pop Bigs.
Oh man.
Um, but we're getting an Avatar less Airbender cooler, and I think this one's going to be sick.
Yeah.
I do think this one will sell out. Actually, I don't think it'll sit. You're going to get people who have probably never bought a cooler. They're going to buy
Hmm.
this one, and it looks like one thing that I think is kind of cool in this rumor. They don't always do this, but they're kind of showing what the chases will be. Here's my only problem: unless they do look different, it looks like all of them are glow and only two of them, it seems like there'll be a different mold.
Yeah, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, you could have done something better than that, in my opinion. But I don't want to hate on it until we see it. There's no images. We've just heard this is coming.
And
But
this will be an interesting one that, like, obviously is very popular. Like, Avatar is pretty popular in general, where you don't realize it. Like, the NFTs alone, remember when those came out and how
oh yeah,
crazy those like values are on those? Um, but yeah, it'll be cool to see like pictures and once we start seeing that. But soda coolers are the thing now because we also have a rumor that another wave of solar coolers is going to come out with Stranger Things. So I have two things about this. One, I think this is sick. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, as a Stranger Things fan, I think this is amazing. Like, it's gonna be super cool. There's enough characters to get a cooler. I can't wait to see what the actual Loungefly cooler bag looks like the colors and what
agreed.
they're gonna do with it is probably gonna look amazing. The only thing that's a little bit odd, and I think it's the first time we've really seen this, is that this isn't the first wave of Stranger Things sodas, where some of these other coolers that have come out, those are pretty much the only sodas that we have of that wave or line for the most part. So this time we're getting an 11, we're getting a Dustin, we're getting a
Steve,
Steve, and
Robin.
okay, Robin, but she doesn't exist. But the other three, we have those in soda form already. So it's like now we're just gonna get a second version of it. So it's like that's like a little maybe just nitpicking and being such big collectors of sodas. It's like now we're gonna get another one of those. But I think this will be a pretty cool one. I just hope the chases do end up looking a little bit better. Like again, we don't see pictures, so we don't know exactly. There's just like kind of rumored on some of these things. But I don't know. What do you think about this setup cooler?
I agree with everything you just said. I think it's awesome. I can't wait to see the lounge fly bag. But there's so many characters in Stranger Things. We shouldn't be getting repeats. I mean, where's the Lucas soda? Where's the Mike soda? Where's the
Yeah.
Will soda? Like,
Yeah, they
there's
don't even
three
have
of the
sodas at all. So
main
like,
characters of the show, and they don't have a soda. But we're gonna get a repeat Steve, who I like Steve, so no hate against him, but
yeah,
like don't need that. Dustin, he is my favorite character in the show,
yeah,
but they've milked him like because he's known for wearing different graphic tees and whatnot.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
we didn't need him. And then even like I don't know, Robin. No hate to Robin, but she doesn't belong in the cooler.
yeah.
I don't know. Like I
I
actually
mean, well,
think
are we getting Vecna?
we're getting Vecna, which is cool, and we're
Uh,
getting Eddie, which obviously is cool, but like I don't know. I don't feel the cooler should have been there's no excuses unless they're coming out and we just don't know. We shouldn't be main kid should all be in soda form before Robin and a duplicate Steve and a duplicate Dustin.
yeah,
I'm actually like getting angry talking about it more than I thought when I my initial thought was like hell yes, we're getting a Stranger Things soda cooler, but now like looking at the characters it makes no sense,
yeah.
especially the Robin. Like I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah. She obviously goes on with Steve. So, but like, if it was like just the core kids, like you can even make it cooler out of them. Like if we did get a Michael, Will, Lucas,
Yeah,
Dustin, 11, that's five, and then throw in Vecna. Like, so you got the kids, and then you got like or if you want to put in Eddie or something like that's fine. But it is interesting to like I mean, if we got duplicate 11 or duplicate Dustin, it's not as bad as getting a duplicate Steve and then throwing in Robin. Like it just kind of also kind of feels like it's a line that there's so many characters that they were gonna do somebody wrong because they have to limit it to six. And maybe they shouldn't have done a cooler if that's the case. Where when we were thinking about like, oh, what would be a cool cooler when we first saw the first one or the second one, we were always thinking of things that would fit perfectly into six.
agreed.
And that's why it was like more interesting when we got certain ones, or like now that we're getting the Power Rangers one, like that was perfect. The Peanuts one we just talked about, honestly, was like perfect. But like Stranger Things is just such a big group of characters that like they had to dwindle it down, but it's just interesting what they chose. So it's gonna be cool to see what they look like and see what that bag looks like. But yeah, that's one that I thought was pretty sick. At least just from the announcement. But once we get more details, we'll know more.
Yeah, and then it's funny though we still haven't gotten that Five Nights at Freddy's soda cooler. Now that I'm thinking about it, and that one was rumored a
Yep.
while. Like that
And
should
the
have
movie just came out. So
that
you
should have
would
came
think,
out now. Like
yeah.
totally should have. Um, but I feel like I mean, is there any other
The
big?
only yeah, the only other thing I wanted to talk about, this was like a leaked picture. Um, so two things about this. So one, Mike had like a video that we cracked
Oh
about a
yeah,
long time ago, with freaking what's his face?
with no, Corey
Completely
Feldman.
lost his name. Corey
Corey
Feldman.
Feldman.
Corey Feldman. They were talking about Nintendo and everything was whatever, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's just random." But then somehow there was like obviously people investigating everything, and they see picture or video or something, and they get a screenshot of like a background, and we see like molds and prototypes and stuff like that. And there was some characters that we've seen before that we know of or whatever, but then there's these two molds of what was obviously a Koopa Troopa basically
Yeah.
character. And it made you think like, is there gonna be a Nintendo Funko type of collab? Like, are they gonna get that license? Like we went through this a long time ago. We had a full segment on like
Yeah.
Nintendo and like what how Funko needs to be getting their hands on this license or figuring out some type of way of getting to make Funko Pop products as Nintendo characters. And we do know that they exist in a somewhat of a form with Pokemon characters, obviously, which is product of Nintendo, but they kind of have their own side license thing that Funko obviously got in with. But not like the hard like Super Mario characters and Zelda and like those like main Nintendo, Super Nintendo characters. We don't have them. So if this is a mold or a prototype, you would think that they have either had conversations or something's maybe in the works. And if that is, that's going to open up a huge, huge can of like people going crazy because obviously Super Mario's itself would be enormous in
Yep.
any of those characters. But the Nintendo world and the collectors are a whole nother level. So like if you get them over into Funko and then Funko fans who happen to like Nintendo characters get into that, it's gonna be crazy. But I don't know what you think of this. Like, do you think this is means it's happening or like
So
what?
I think it's happening. And I know a lot of people are like, there's other figures that are in that like image that aren't Funko, like yada yada. Dude, Mike is doing this on purpose, in my opinion. Like, I think this is some sort of like he's having fun, playing some weird trick. Like, will people say? And I'm all for it. Like, it's just funny. I feel like I've been saying this every episode. You listen to a few months back our podcast.
Mhm,
We're kind of like ripping Mike, and I feel bad about it now because dude, Mike is truly bringing back the fun in Funko, in
mhm,
my opinion, cringe or not. And if I think he knows we need to get this, and it's going to be a smart business move for the company, they will have sellouts like they've never had sellouts before. They should be giving. We've said this before. They should be giving Nintendo whatever they want, and I'm hoping they did, even if they're making less money on the Funko Pops. A little bit of that change is better than nothing. I
mhm,
mean, and the possibilities are endless. I mean, Funko could even maybe convince them like, hey, can we just have a special limited line where they make Funko amiibo figures where there's certain Funkos and they can actually interact with them in the game. Like, I mean, Funko, if you should be listening to this podcast right now because I'm giving you the golden idea to pitch Nintendo if you didn't already. Because I more of the story, I think they're coming. I just don't think it's a coincidence. I also think it's weird that he filmed going back to that original video. Why make that video there? It almost feels like they had the meeting there. It's not like he went to Japan. They were kind of like smoozing. I don't know. It's just my opinion.
It makes sense. I mean, let us know what you guys think, because if this is really happening, it would be pretty sick. But let us know if you think it is, and hopefully it is. But I guess we'll get more news, and hopefully we can figure out if this is legit or not. But we'll switch over to our last little topic before we end, and it's going to be the NFTs. Of course, we love talking about Funko NFTs here. Welcome to our new VV listeners as well. We're not talking
Yeah.
about anything VV related, but I know we got some digital collectors out there as well who are listening. But on the Funko side of things, we have a new drop. It's coming out today, Halloween. It is the Funkoween drop, Series 1. So this is almost like the third version of a Halloween Funko related NFT, but they
Yeah.
switched it up. Which is these are cool because they have their own, there's no IP to it. It's just Funko related stuff. But these ones are pretty unique. We spoke about them last time, but we got a little bit more details on them. And we have an interesting little thing that happened with a pretty somewhat famous YouTuber in the Funko world. But of course, these are the Funkoween ones, which are all zombie Freddy's. So they're all zombie, except for the proto, which is a royalty, but it's a zombie
Yeah.
proto. So they're all zombified versions, and they all glow in the dark, which is also another first
First.
for Funko NFTs. But we spoke about them last time, and all the legendaries and the Grail and the royalties and stuff. And these things look amazing,
They're so good.
like just based off of some of the pictures we saw early, and then we got the official pictures that looked even better. And like the more we see, but now we just got actual footage and videos and seeing some other NFT cards that are going to be in the packs. Because if you guys didn't know, Funko and Drop did a little bit of a sponsorship with one of their top guys, because Top Pops has obviously been really connected to Funko in terms of like getting things sent to him, and talking about he did it with
Yeah.
New York Comic Con drop. He had every pop beforehand, or almost every pop beforehand, and spoke about it. He's was with Mike during the con, so like he obviously has a really good relationship, and totally makes sense because it's a great way of Funko seeing what's going on in our world, whether you're a collector, whether you watch
Yep.
YouTube, or whether you are a YouTuber, whatever you want to say. He's got 2.5 almost million subscribers, so he's enormous, clearly. Uh, but yeah, he opened up some packs, and they sent them what, 15
15 premium
premium
packs.
packs. 15 premium packs to kind of open and show us, kind of, I guess, like a hype video type of thing, to be like, hey, these are
Exactly.
coming out tomorrow. Definitely see what you can get. And he pulled some pretty cool stuff. But I mean, what do you think of, like, the whole relationship? And then we can get into like what he pulled and some of the stuff about the cards.
Yeah, I mean, the relationship makes sense. Ever since they kind of got rid of their own social media team. I mean, their social media now is basically non-existent, and they're kind of have allowed Tristan Top Pops to kind of lead the way weirdly in it. Like, because like you said, I mean, he does a lot of partnerships with them now.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
Mike, I was gonna say Mike is
and Mike,
all over their Instagram now. Like he's a big face basically.
100%. And it's kind of, I like that they've done that. And, like you said, like, Tristan has, whether you like him or not, he's deserves this. He's earned it. He's perfect for Funko because he's family friendly. He is, I mean, I don't want to call him a shill, but like he doesn't really ever say anything negative. He's a very positive kid, and it works for the brand. And I do think we were kind of talking about this before. I like the idea and execution of this, but I don't think this drop really needed the hype. I think it's going to be their first true quick sell in a while, but I know it definitely probably because they own all the characters. There's no licensing, so
Hmm.
they're kind of you know, they can do whatever they want. But I do think it was kind of cool that he got, like you said, it was a hype video, got you pumped. I mean, I debated if I wanted to watch it or not because I wanted to be surprised, but like the NFTs, like the other cards, I'm immediately be like, oh my God, I want that in a Funko Pop. Like one, a zombie superhero is kind of like a zombie version of
Oh,
Superman. That
yeah.
is so cool. I'm like, part of me is like, as much as I think all the pops they made are amazing, I'm like, oh my God, some of these cards, you should have made these into the Funko Pops.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
that
yeah,
was cool to see that. That's what I wanted to see, because I wanted to see like what other cards there were, even though like obviously tomorrow, or today actually, when we want to get pot or get packs, we're gonna get, excited and surprised regardless. But like, yeah, that zombie superhero was cool. There was a zombie hiker, which was like some dude with like a beanie and stuff. There was a
yeah,
surfer, which was like really cool, zombie surfer. And then obviously we saw like the characters that we know that are going to be redeemables, and then the regular versions of them as well. A couple different protos. So like they were pretty sick, and obviously like these redeemables are actually all glow in the dark, which I think is amazing. So like just
agreed.
seeing them, and not even just that, but like the actual animations that were a lot of these were like so sick, because the animations on even the redeemable ones, and like the sound that you played with them, and they were like
Yep.
the colors and everything was crazy. So like really, really cool. It reminded me a lot of like the old Halloween set that just
They're
recently
always
came
the
out.
best.
How yeah, that animation was really cool, because it was like Freddy getting changed and coming out of the closet, and he comes out with like a crazy outfit and whatever it was he was wearing. Um, but yeah, overall, they just got me more excited actually. So it kind of did what I think they were trying to
It
do,
worked. It
because
worked.
even as collectors, and we already were gonna get it, it just made me more excited and like really, really want to get it. So maybe if someone was on the fence, or someone was thinking of getting into NFTs or never even heard of NFTs, and obviously they're one of the 2.4 million people that follow this kid, they might have seen NFTs for the first time because he's opened packs in the past, but he's not like a huge, I would say, NFT collector.
No.
Um, but yeah, I mean, he has like pretty much everything because he's read Funko. Everything is about Funko for him currently. So it's kind of cool to see that. But it's funny that you were talking about before how like in a previous episode when we talked about, I'm pretty sure telling you, bro, there's been multiple times that we have said something and Funko has like done it like a little bit
I
later,
know.
and it's like hilarious because it's just probably definitely coincidence, but who knows?
Or is
Uh,
it?
but we got that insider. Uh, but what I was saying was we spoke about how back when the social team was leaving or the social team was like a mess or whatever it was, we literally said Funko needs to go to YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like they need to have a relationship with the people like us that not only are we like actual collectors, but we talk about the product, we show products and we do all this stuff. Like not these just random people, because there was so many times that people would be on lives that were part of this team and they didn't even know what they were
Ugh.
talking about, and they were like saying the most random things. And it's not even just a fact of like you need to know every single character of every single line and of every single thing, like because I don't know everything and Charlie doesn't know
Yeah.
everything, but there's certain things though that like a collector should know, or someone who really knows Funko Pops, or someone who really, like that kind of thing. And that was where it was like a huge disconnect. So having Tristan be part of like this kind of stuff is huge because he can relate to people like us. Like you said, he's got a huge fan base. He's family friendly. He's got no, drama behind him, which is great because it makes it easier to like relate to some of these products and stuff. So that's like a perfect spokesman. And I mean, I love it. I don't think it's whether you personally like him or his videos or not, I think everyone knows him regardless.
Agreed.
So like
Everyone knows him.
that's what you want.
And I even think back now, as much as this drop probably didn't need the hype, it works though to hype people. Let's be real. They asked Tristan to do this because to reach people who aren't buying the Funko NFTs.
Hmm.
And this is a perfect one to start. I mean, it made me just think we started with the Halloween ones, series one. It's the first thing we ever bought.
Hmm.
And they're still to this day, that is even there's been amazing IPs that we love. The Halloween drops have been the best ones.
So good.
Nothing touches them. And this is a continued. Like there aren't this is the one drop always where it's like you want all of them.
Hmm.
Not that I wouldn't take all of the redeemables for other drops, but it's like, okay, this is the one I really want. These ones I don't care about if I don't get them. This one's just so sick.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely exciting, and I'm excited for this drop. Let us know if you guys are excited for it as well. You're going to be getting some packs. Of course, when we get them, hopefully, we could record or we could figure out a way
Yeah.
to maybe get some videos up. Again, this is actually going to be our last episode for a couple of weeks because I will be away with family next weekend, rolling into the week after that. So we'll probably miss 2 weeks, and then we'll be back ready to go going into November and
Yeah.
into the holidays. So I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of news and ton of stuff. But on the channel, I'm sure if we can, we'll try to get some shorts, get some
Yeah.
stuff up there. And if we open up packs, you guys will definitely know, some of the stuff that we pull because we love showing you guys for sure. But I think that's probably gonna be it
That's
for
it. The only thing I want to ask you is what is your favorite redeemable? I got to know what your favorite, like, which one do you
of
want the
this
most?
set.
Yeah.
So I've gone back and forth. I would say I'm definitely between the pirate and the samurai.
Okay.
Those are probably my top two. I like literally like all of them.
No, same.
I like the proto. Proto's probably the least, most likely the least, and obviously that's the royalty anyways. But for like the pulling like legendaries, like yeah, I would probably say the pirate would probably be first. Then I would say the samurai. And then it's a toss up with the other two. They're pretty close. The gunslinger one I think like looks a little cooler, and then maybe the ninja would be last.
Okay. This is funny. I
What do
feel
you
it would
think?
be the exact same order. To me, the
Yeah,
pirate one's the best. Then, yeah, I love the samurai. I go between that and the gunslinger, which I think
yeah. The
are
gunslinger looks pretty
is
awesome. The hat and
the ninja.
everything.
I don't love the ninja one. It's It's not the
I don't
type of
hate
ninja
it.
I don't hate it. I love them all. It's just if I had to pick, like, but I also do like the proto one. And I do love that they decided to, hey, this isn't, I think this is the future of all Freddy's. It's like, okay, this is all Freddy drop. Let's make the royalty proto because like it
Yeah,
makes
which
it a
is
little more
that was
special. I think
cool.
it's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool because like obviously in the last year's like Halloween series two, they were all Freddy's, even the royalty. Like you can see
Yeah.
above Charlie if you're watching, it was like a pumpkin head one, was the Freddy royalty, which obviously Freddy is always royalty, except for Game of Thrones and a couple random ones. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was cool to see like Proto still in there. And yeah, it's a zombie vibe version of him, so he looks pretty awesome. But what I was gonna say about the ninja is like it's interesting. It's like a Naruto style like ninja because
Yeah.
he has that like metal thing over the head piece over the front. He's got a ninja star on the side, so like it looks. But either way, I'll be happy
They're all cool.
getting any of them because they all look really cool. But I probably would say the pirate is the best like looking detail and everything with them. Um, but the samurai like probably looks like it has the craziest glow because his sword
Yeah.
like flame like glows,
It's
which that's pretty
sick.
sick. So that's why those two are always like kind of a bit of a toss up. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. And just so you guys know, the Grail is the
The samurai.
samurai, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
samurai is the Grail. The other three are legendaries, and then the royalty, of course, is a proto. Um, but yeah, that I can't wait till we open up these packs
Yeah.
and get these packs. And I mean, I'm very excited. Of course, coming out on Halloween. And again, like we said before, happy Halloween to everyone.
Yes.
Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there for sure. And hopefully get good candy and treats out there and not too many tricks. But if you guys, let us know what you guys were for Halloween as well. So obviously, Charlie and the family is going to be Ninja Turtles. I am Ghostface. My daughter's not Ghostface this year. Don't worry. She's
She's
actually gonna
not.
be she's gonna be Vampirina, Disney cartoon. And then my wife is gonna be like a witch, I think. So we'll be going out together on Halloween. But I'm sure we'll post some pictures and stuff. Um, but that'll probably be it. Um, I don't know if you got anything else you want to
No,
cover or anything.
no, that's it. And like one thing I'm happy you said because I was gonna say it is like let us know in the comments what you are being for Halloween if you're dressing up. Probably some people probably already have dressed up. But yeah, it's always just fun to see what different people are doing. I feel like my costumes now have been like family oriented ever since we had kids. That's why it makes this ghost faces amazing. um, but
Well, last year I
yeah,
was Sam.
yeah. Yeah, but it's just funny because I love not to get too personal, but like you've got Brooklyn to like that stuff. It's just I find it to be
I know.
hilarious,
Never watched any of it, just
but
knows the
just knows the
characters.
characters. It's amazing. But yeah, obviously we love Halloween over here at Collector Chatter. But let us know. Let us know if you get the NFTs. We want to know what you pull, what you think is amazing. And if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment, and hit that notification bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And as always, if you're listening on the podcast, we appreciate listening on that platform as well. And if you haven't already, please follow us on there, leave us a review, and interact with our polls and questions on Spotify. But also come back over. Like this is an episode you kind of want to watch us look like fools in our costumes on YouTube. So if you've listened on Spotify, Apple Music, etc., please come on over to YouTube. And once again, as Mick said, he's going to be going away. So we'll be gone for a little bit, but we're going to try to put some other content. So obviously, we're not going anywhere. And let us know if everyone enjoyed that Halloween logo that we've had for this past month, because I think that's
Yeah,
absolute fire. I kind of want this
exclusive.
to be the logo for like a while, but obviously, we'll probably have another logo coming up soon if you know what I'm talking about. Once again, happy Halloween. We hope you have a great day. And with that being said, collecting is the way. Until the next episode, later, everyone.
And let us know down below what's your favorite scary movie. Bye, everybody.
Bye.